Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Gentlemen, a short view back to the podcast. I am Matt.
And I am Jordan.
And today we are going to be discussing our top 3 favourite Formula One moments.
Okay.
This can be from when it first started to current day.
Fangio, I was there.
Yeah, could be anything. Could be your favourite crash. It could be your favourite race win. Could be your favourite anything. I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay, so my first favourite Formula One moment is actually the first moment I remember watching Formula One.
Okay.
It was the Monaco Grand Prix in 2005.
Okay.
It was when the Red Bull team, they had like a special Star Wars livery. I was obsessed with
Star Wars livery, yep.
And then all the team pit crew were dressed as stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers, yeah.
Can't remember who won. I assume Alonso, something like that.
Might have been.
Alonso or Rikers, maybe Rikers or probably Schumi. Around that time. So yeah, that was my absolute favourite. Just watched that was the first time I actually ever watched Formula One sort of properly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So I was about sort of 7-ish then. So that's my first favourite.
That's your first one that got you hooked on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That was it. And then that was it. 2005 Monaco.
I am also going to go with not one of the first races, but it's the first race that properly hooked me. Was 2011.
Ooh.
The Canadian Grand Prix, the longest Grand Prix in F1 history, where it was a rain-soaked race. Jenson Button had countless penalties, pit stops, crashed into his teammate, crashed into Alonso. Famously went to the back of the grid, back to the top, back to the bottom. Last lap, I wouldn't say pressured Vettel into mistake, but Vettel lost control of his rear, overtook him, and took the race victory.
Yes.
So that is one of my top 3
Top one.
Formula One. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My second favourite moment, it would be Brazil 2019.
Okay.
That just got everything that you want in a race. I think in all that. Obviously, Albon missed out on the podium.
Yes, that was a race. Yes,
taken out by Lewis there.
Mm.
And then obviously, it's just everything that you sort of want in a race. And then obviously, Sainz got promoted to the podium. So yeah, that was a good one for me. Yeah,
that was a race where Vettel and Leclerc crashed.
Yep.
Famously, yeah. Hamilton took out Albon. Sainz got on the podium, but didn't get on the podium because it was announced.
Raided the podium pretty much.
Yeah, because it was announced afterwards. Yeah, that was a pretty good race.
Yeah.
Was that the race Ocon took out Max, or was that the year before?
That was the year before.
That was the year before. Yeah.
Because he tried to unlap himself, didn't he? Ocon?
Yes.
And then just bang, that was it. Then Max went and had a few choice words in the pit lane.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
No, that was that's my second favourite. What about you? What was your second favourite?
My second favourite is also Brazil, but it is in 2012, the title decider between Vettel and Alonso. First lap, obviously, Vettel didn't get a good start because he went into the third or fourth corner.
Yeah.
Hit Bruno Senna, spun round, damaged his car.
Brand new front wing.
Yeah, brand new front wing.
Radio was gone as well.
Radio was gone. And I think that race he just proved he is a proper world champion. I think he won it by 3 points the end. Yeah.
It was very because didn't Schumacher move out?
Schumacher let him pass. Yeah. I remember Christian Horner being very surprised that he did, but obviously Schumacher German, Vettel German, going for his third world championship.
Would have been then, yeah.
So yeah, Brazil 2012. That is I remember being in my bedroom watching that race, and I just remember being a big Sebastian Vettel fan. Just remember thinking, "Come on, Seb!" When he crashed, heart sank, going, "Oh no!" But yeah, when he was making his way through the field, right up
there. That was a champion's drive. That one was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
That really was. It was fantastic. I mean, there was didn't Vettel come in for inters or wet tyres, something like that, but there was no radio because there was another slow pit stop.
Yeah.
So it was definitely high tension. But
definitely.
Brazil is just one of those tracks.
Brazil is a proper, what's the word? Classic.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed to get a good race there.
Well, even just look at last year as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Exploring track limits and all of that, but I remember that one. That's a good one. And then also saying that I think when just Felipe Massa in tears at the end as well.
Yeah, but a lot of people, because that's a race where obviously Alonso had lost the championship, and a lot people remember that, not remember the race, but remember a moment from that race where Alonso, obviously visor up on his helmet, and his eyes were just like
deer in headlights.
Yeah, deer in the headlights, and everyone thought it was because he lost the championship by Vettel by 3 points.
Yeah,
but it weren't, was it? It was because Felipe Massa's last race?
It was.
Yeah, it's because Felipe Massa was just in a ball of tears.
Yeah.
And Alonso was shocked. So yeah, that race, that's up there for me.
Yeah.
That was a special race.
One of the finest, I think. My third moment would be the second Bahrain race in 2020.
Okay.
So this is when we had George filling in for the Mercedes.
The Sakhir.
Yeah. And Sergio Perez, right at the back, put it on pole at the end.
Yeah.
First win. I think that was sort of everything you wanted for sort of a race.
Yeah,
it was good that we could see sort of George Russell sort of going in, and then Mercedes completely botching up the strategy.
Right, I have a question for you.
Go on.
So, obviously, it's George's first race in that Mercedes.
Yeah.
Didn't have time to get like a seat fitted. He was in Lewis Hamilton's seat, Lewis Hamilton's steering wheel, and he drove a good race.
Yeah.
But do you think it's odd that one race Mercedes mess up on the strategy? Oh, we've put Bottas's tyres on George's car.
Ooh, from that point of view, no, I've not actually thought about it like that. But now that you mention it,
because every other race. Yeah. What? Bottas has been Lewis Hamilton's teammate since 2017.
Yeah.
This is the one race where Lewis Hamilton ain't in, and they mix up the tyre. Not mix up deliberately.
No.
But they mix up. And obviously George was on for the win in his first race with Mercedes, not in a car built for him.
Mm. Now, there's two trains of thought you could go with this. It's definitely the car, or George is that good of a driver. I'm thinking it's definitely more of the car.
Yeah.
It was like they had the DAS system as well, didn't
They
they?
did. So
he's then got to sort of work out a completely different layout, because if you look at the Williams steering wheel layout, they've sort of got like a sat nav essentially mounted to the chassis.
Yeah. So the head-up display is bolted to the car. It ain't on the steering wheel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So doing all that, I had very little time to do it. Now, obviously, a Formula 1 car is going to be a bit of a Formula 1 car. Now, maybe the Williams to Mercedes won't be that different because they do share a lot of the same parts, like the gearbox, the engine, and probably a lot sort of other things.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I've definitely sort of the car, but I do think you have to be a certain driver to tame the beast. If it was Ricciardo, if we put Ricciardo in the Mercedes, and he was doing a full season in it, he'd be back of the grid. Probably.
Well,
possibly.
You said it.
Yeah, I said it here. Sorry, Honey Badger. Yeah, but again, the main thing was just getting Sergio Perez on that podium. Yeah. When at that point we thought he'd be out of the seat for the year.
Well, yeah, because at that time, he didn't have a contract for anyone.
No.
Obviously, Vettel was announced for Aston Martin. Yeah. And we thought this will be Sergio's last year, and this was his second to last race, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was, weren't it? Yeah, second to last race, yeah. So, yeah, Perez, I noticed this last podcast, I kept saying, he shines.
Yeah.
But that race...
He shone.
He shone.
He did it. Massively. So that would be my third favourite moment in Formula 1. What about yours?
Right, mine. I'm going to take you back to 2010.
Okay.
Obviously, Vettel, my favourite driver.
Yeah.
Going to take you back to Abu Dhabi. Where I think it was 5 people going into that race could get the title. You had Hamilton, you had Alonso, Webber, Sebastian Vettel, and Massa? It was either Massa or Button.
Might have been Button.
Yeah, might have been Button, yeah. So they all went in going for the title and whatnot. Seb drove a great race that lap.
Yep.
Totally deserving of that win. Up to that point of the season, he had never led the championship.
Okay.
He'd never led the championship that year. Coming into the last race, obviously won the race. And the thing that stands out for me that race, and I hope I'll get this right.
Okay.
Coming around the last corner.
Yes.
Crosses the line.
You've got the engineer on, haven't you?
The engineer's on the radio going, You won the race, Seb. There's a few more cars need to pass the finish line, but it's looking good, sunshine.
Yeah, that was
and
it.
He goes, Hamilton, P2. Button, P3. Rosberg, P4.
Yeah.
Kubica, P5. Alonso, P6. Du bist Weltmeister! You are the world champion!
Oh, you can hear the emotion. He just starts crying as he goes,
that is, I think, that's what sums up F1 to me. Like, just the emotion coming out. You win the race. You the whole team. Even with Max this year when he won the championship.
Oh, yeah.
Christian Horner, like, you won the world championship. Max is there, like, yeah, we did it, sort of thing.
On the radio going, oh my God, Max! know? And he's going, oh yeah! No, it was a heartfelt sort of moment. Although they didn't win the constructors' championship, but it's almost like I think if you win the constructors, but not the drivers' championship, it's a bit like the bridesmaid and never the bride.
Yes,
it's a bit like that. I mean, granted they'll get their Christmas bonuses and all that sort of stuff like that, but.
Well, you say that. So, fair enough subject. Because Hamilton didn't win the drivers' title, Bottas didn't get a bonus.
Oh.
Even though they got the constructors, which is the team game, Bottas didn't get a bonus. Yeah.
Ooh.
So.
I think I actually read an article after that. Like. Not sure how true it was. But
going to say, I don't know if this is true or false, but this is what I've read.
Because I read something similar where someone said to Bottas, saying, you cost Lewis the championship or something like that. How? Perez costing the championship more than anything. Massey probably costing the championship more than anything. But you're right, that's exactly what Formula 1's about. When someone wins that championship and how they go, that's what the sport's all about.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's spin this. What's your least favourite moments of Formula 1?
Oh.
Your least 3 favourite.
My least 3 favourite.
I mean, there can be so many.
First one. 2019. One of my favourite tracks. Canada. Vettel's in the lead in his Ferrari.
Yeah.
Coming up to a back marker. And he gets a bit of a snap on the car.
Yeah.
He's having to go on the grass to get it back. On a sharp corner, not much track at all, brings it back. I think everyone agrees he brought it back safely.
Yeah.
Hamilton tried to overtake him as he was bringing back.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm on about, yeah?
I know exactly what you're on about.
And Vettel got a 5-second penalty for it, even though he didn't push him off track. Because how can you push a car off track when the track ends and there's a wall? If you push him off track,
he's in the wall.
Binned it, so he can't push him off track. Hamilton at that point was a 6-time world champion.
5.
Doing maths here.
That would have been his 5th. He got his 7th in. Oh, is it 2019? Wasn't it?
2019.
So he would have been 5th, coming up for 6th, perhaps.
Yeah.
Or maybe 6th.
We'll say 5th or 6th champion is a world champion nonetheless. Been in the sport so many years.
Coming up for 20.
Raced at that track for so many years. If you see a car, Seb brought it back on track safely. There's no discussion on that for me. He brought it back on the track safely. You're a world champion. You've raced on that track. You know what the cars are like. If you see a car coming back on track like that, are you going to go for the smallest of gaps?
No, God, no.
Exactly. So, obviously, Seb gets the 5-second penalty. I think Mercedes told Lewis he's got a 5-second penalty. Lewis didn't push. Lewis just stayed behind him the whole race. And obviously, they crossed the line. Vettel crossed the line first. Lewis crossed the line. I think it might have been like 2 seconds after him. I think it's the thing with F1 in the current years. Where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
Like, you've taken away a podium, not podium because he still got on the podium, but you've taken away a race win over something that I think a few races before that in Austria, when Max pushed Leclerc off the track, and it wasn't a penalty.
Yeah.
When there was runoff area. So I think that was a moment, one of my least favourite moments, because it didn't show the sport in a good light. But then we got one of the best moments as well when Vettel switched the number 2 for the number 1 sign. class.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I definitely think the FIA decision making has gotten worse in recent years. 'Cause when did Charlie retire? Charlie Whitehead.
He died, didn't he?
He did die, yeah, but didn't he just die this year? Oh,
I don't know. No, he died last year, I think.
Oh, okay. So whenever sort of he retired, then Massey sort of stepped up. Then there's definitely been it's definitely sort of changed as well. But
talking about FIA, did you see the Formula E incident?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Actually, what the fuck? Have we not learned?
Yeah.
Have they not learned?
Yeah.
Just what are you doing?
Exactly. Yeah.
What are you doing? Learn from your mistakes, people.
But it's not even that. Like the thing that stood out for me there, when we lost Jules Bianchi in Suzuka because of a recovery vehicle on the track.
Yeah.
Wet conditions he feared off. He obviously went into the thing. This, you've got a crane on the track.
Yeah.
A fucking crane. And you've still got cars going round like that in a safety car.
Red flag it.
Yeah, red flag it.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Safety is paramount in this sport.
Well, especially, like you've got to be a bit of a nutter to drive one of those. It's essentially a coffin on wheels.
Yeah.
More or less. And yeah, it's great that we're getting a lot more safety conscious, as we should be. But we just need to go back to Grosjean, for example.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen in today's sport at all, no matter what. I mean, that was a freak accident. But the FIA really not helping themselves. I know it's sort of great they're trying to slow the cars down. That is not going to work.
Yeah.
You can make the car as safe as humanly possible, but if you're going to be that complete and utterly, quite frankly, incompetent, then the drivers might as well just sort of sign a waiver to say that they mustn't sue the FIA.
Exactly.
Just when it gets to that stage, just completely red flag it. And I think we all would have felt much better after Abu Dhabi after this year as well, if the race was red flagged.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm not entirely too sure on the decision-making process. I mean, there's probably loads of scenarios, and probably when you're under that amount of pressure, you're going to come up with something completely different, So I get it's probably a bit tricky, it's probably a lot harder than me just sort of saying, red flag it,
So I don't think it is. I think if there's a recovery vehicle on the track, the marshals are on the track, you've got a car broken down on the track and the recovery vehicle's coming, stop racing.
Well, especially if it's like a wet race.
Yeah.
And all that. Someone could just easily use the back end, takes out a load of marshals there, then that might be genuinely the worst sporting accident since, I don't know, maybe Hockenheim in the... So not Hockenheim, like the Nürburgring life in the late 60s or something like that. Yeah. Just when will the silliness end?
It's got to end soon. That's all I'm saying. It's got to end soon.
Well, apparently the FIA finally spoken. They've not ruled out that Massey could be out of a job. They haven't ruled it out. No. We shall see.
But anyway, that was my number one.
Yes, that was your number one.
Was that all that just from that one thing? What's one of your...
God, there's just so many.
Oh no, there is so many.
Oh, okay, right. My least favourite moment, this is going back to last year, was Sochi, Russian Grand Prix, Lando Norris spinning off.
Okay, yeah.
That was just more of a pain one. Honestly, I know Lando was saying, "I'm just going to stay out. I can keep it." They should have looked at the temperature.
Yeah,
they looked at the weather and said, "No, you're
coming in. Yeah.
Come on." That was just absolutely heartbreaking.
Especially when they went Monza last race and Ricciardo won and Lando was on the podium. Yeah, they should have put their foot down and been like, "No, Lando, it's getting worse."
Yeah. I mean, this is it. I mean, this is what I do love about Lando compared to... I mean, I'm putting it out there. Lando is my favourite driver on the grid. Yeah. So, if you sort of compare him and sort of his, shall we say, his contemporaries, so you got him and sort of Russell and Gasly, what did you say, sort of take those sort of three like that? What I like about Lando is he tends to keep his head on his shoulders.
Yes.
He doesn't really go too out the floor. For example, like, I'm not going to give too much away for my second least favourite moment of Formula 1, which would be another one from this year. Like a certain Mr. I won't name names, but a certain Williams driver crashing into another driver at Tamburello in Imola, and then going to whack his helmet and giving him the finger
when it was his fault.
Same with Gasly as well. He's had a few hot-headed moments.
Yeah.
What I do like about Lando is he sort of kept his sort of cool there, and I don't see him as a cocky driver.
No.
I think he's just... You go for a beer with him, wouldn't you? You'd quite happily go for a beer.
Yeah.
Quiet drink, and then it's 4 o'clock the next morning. you don't know where you are, and then you've lost your trousers, sort of things like that. And he'll be posting on his Instagram.
Yeah, and he's got videos of it.
Yeah, that's it. And he's and I think that is the only time I think maybe that sort of his not age may have sort of let him down. I mean, he's younger than what I am, for goodness sake. So I think that's what he could. I think maybe if he just stepped back and listened, which he's very good at doing.
Yeah.
Especially he could have gladly overtaken Ricardo in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But he did not.
No, he obeyed team orders. And
he's a good. So I think that sort of let him down. And again, I think McLaren should have been a bit more firmer. But McLaren aren't really that team who insist on team orders very, very often. Yeah. I mean, you never know. We might see Drive to Survive again this year, and then they might try and paint out McLaren to be a bunch of bastards, quite frankly. Yeah. But we know the truth. We're watching your Netflix. So, what's your second least favourite one?
I feel like I'm banging on about Sebastian Vettel a lot, but
are you a fan?
I don't care. Yes, I am. I am a fan of Sebastian Vettel. One of my least favourite moments.
Yep.
2018. It's the German Grand Prix.
Oh, the wet one, wasn't it?
The wet one.
Ooh.
Sebastian's dominating the race, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Safety car comes out. Yeah, it was under safety car, weren't it? Yeah, and safety car comes out. And he just... Yeah. His car just skids off into the gravel trap, into the wall. I remember being on holiday in Menorca, watching the race in a British pub. Obviously, I support a German driver.
Oh, no.
Everyone supporting Lewis Hamilton. When Sebastian veered off into the gravel trap, the roars in that pub were just like, yeah! People going, that's what you deserve, that's what you deserve. Don't know what they're on about, but, I think it's we're British. Anyone that isn't British, we're not liking.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. And yeah, my heart just sank. My driver gonna win the race, and
we all know that feeling.
Yeah,
and it ruins your day.
Like you said, Lando in Sochi
ruined my complete utter day. Oh no, but I see what you mean on that one.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, at least Lewis binned it a bit.
Yeah.
That's with Hulkenberg. He's gonna get his first podium, wasn't he?
That was in the next year's race, I believe.
That was 19.
That was
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because that's when everyone went off.
Yes.
Yeah, Hulkenberg binned it. Hamilton binned it. Bottas binned it. Yeah, that was because I think Gasly got on the. Was it Gasly or was it Kvyat? I think it was Kvyat got on the podium, which is saying something.
Yeah, that is.
But
saying that, though, Stroll got a podium once, so strange things have happened.
Oh yeah, not a Stroll fan, are you?
I'm not a Stroll fan, but I will give him his juice a little bit later on.
Yeah.
But my second moment, second least favourite moment, as I've alluded to, again, comes down to this year. It was Imola.
Yep.
Or shall I say, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix.
Yeah, I think it was a longer title than that.
Yeah, something like the Emilia-Romagna, blah, 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 blah. The reason why it's my least favourite moment. Okay, firstly, Lando could have got second place podium.
Yeah.
He ended up on third. But I think the reason to me that just sort of spoilt the whole Grand Prix was, in my opinion, and to be fair, he's apologised since about this, was George Russell's, in my opinion, complete lack of sportsmanship.
Yes.
I think, he's a kid. I say he's a kid, he's my age. I'm a kid, he's a kid, we're all kids. Just, especially at that corner now, do we need reminding of 1994?
Yeah.
Losing. Senna went off of that, died. At first we thought, oh shit, he's going to go and check see if he's alright.
Can I just say, not forgetting Roland Ratzenberg?
Yes.
Sorry, it annoys me so much.
In the qualifying he died, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was qualifying. Yeah. Rubens Barrichello died in practice. Rubens Barrichello had a incident in practice.
Yeah.
Roland Ratzenberg died in qualifying, and then Senna died in the race. But it annoys me when everyone goes on about Senna's death and they leave out Roland Ratzenberg.
I think even what was he called? Max Mosley. He even went to Ratzenberg's funeral because he said someone's got to remember him and all that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But so I think even Ted Kravitz said we just need to remember what happened at this corner here in '94, gentlemen, and all that. At first you think he's going to have to check to see if he's all right, and no, he's just.
Yeah.
On that. Okay, granted, I know it would have been George's first points and emotions run high, and even Sebastian Vettel has stood up for Lewis once doing a similar sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because Lewis called someone a prick or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was Mexico, where Lewis was like, "This guy's a dickhead" or something like that.
And then Seb said, look,
we're in car. It's
yeah,
heat at the moment.
I get
and
that.
you press are trying to make it out as if we're enemies. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there would have been obviously there's lots of accumulation at that point anyway, like George Russell to Mercedes.
Yeah.
And all of that. So I mean, I think Valtteri summed it up quite well, saying what a fucking
yeah.
I'm not gonna say that word for our female listeners and all of that. But I mean that just really sort of spoilt it for me. And then
I think it's in two parts, saying it.
It is
One,
in two
just
parts.
the crash.
Yeah.
Like, I understand he was going for the overtake on a Mercedes, but
it was the after bit.
It was the after bit, going up, slapping his helmet,
and then giving him the finger and all that. But you were just sort of like, guys, come on now,
Yeah.
And still, Bahrain wasn't that long ago, like Bahrain 2020, So we're all a little bit like, that sort of corner in Bahrain. Now, every time I see someone go off that, I sweat nervously.
No, yeah.
Oh, I think like when Mazepin went off there, I was like,
I was literally about to say that. Yeah.
We're PTSD,
Yeah, we had the race, and it was just things. Obviously, it was Haas. Roman Grosjean with Haas had the crash.
Yep.
Then the next race at the same circuit, Mazepin goes off in a Haas, and it was just like,
It's not a nice feeling.
No.
Like, I mean, like you're probably watching Bahrain live as well, the Roman Grosjean one.
Yeah.
When he went off, I screamed. I was like,
yeah.
God Almighty, I felt sick.
You saw the car go,
Yeah.
and you just thought, okay,
And then you
this
see
is the
some
thing.
flames.
And then you see, explosion, and then you think, oh.
Who is
yeah,
that?
who is that
Yeah.
sort of thing? And but yeah, he walked away, thankfully, and
Yeah, no, that's that one. So you get those, and again, I think that was a complete lack of sportsmanship at the time from Russell. But however, I think after he cooled down, he was like, "Look, listen, I'm completely sorry." But what I did love about that afterwards, Toto sort of said, he made a joke saying, he said, "George, we always say, if he does well, he'll be in Mercedes, and if he does bad, he'll be in Renault Clio Club."
Yeah.
And he will be in the Renault Clio Cup.
And then someone from the Renault Clio Cup
They sent
in the
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
So I think it made a bit of a light sort of thing like that. But yeah, I think just sort of any crash at Imola, or pretty much any track where there's been a sort of death, you do get a very sour taste in your mouth and all that. But again, I'm going to put that down to George's sort of age, and obviously his probably frustration, which is what he's sort of had been feeling with Williams.
Yeah.
But what I will say, conversely, is that he had a fucking phenomenal season this year in the Williams.
Yeah.
He did well, and I think, truthfully, he does deserve that Mercedes seat. I think he's proven himself.
Well, yeah, P2 in Spa. Granted, we didn't get the race, but to put it on P2 in qualifying in the wet with all the calibre of drivers we have.
Yeah.
And then, was it Russia? P3? Qualifying, sorry. Qualifying P3.
Yeah, qualifying.
But again, in a Williams, with the calibre of cars and drivers we have, he's had a quality season, George.
Yeah, so he does deserve that, and I think he's learned, he has sort of grown, but it's just sort of one that it leaves a bit of a sour taste.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So what is your third and final least favourite moment?
Right, my third and final least favourite moment isn't specifically a moment in time.
Okay.
It's a combination of booing drivers on the podium.
Yeah.
I think as fans, obviously we want our sport to grow. We want more people to view it and get involved in the sport. We want to leave this toxic behaviour behind.
Yeah.
Like, when Vettel did nothing wrong. He was dominant in his dominant years, but he kept getting booed on the podium for no valid reason. I remember Rosberg being booed on the podium when he had a collision with Lewis. It's a racing incident.
Yeah.
What happens. You don't boo a driver. And then Lewis this year getting booed.
Yeah.
Whether you think the accidents were Lewis's fault or Max's fault.
Yeah.
We need to leave all this hatred. We're there to watch a race.
Yeah.
The drivers are there to give us a race.
Yep.
And like we said, there may be crashes. You may have your favourite driver, you may have your favourite team. But if you're just there if your favourite driver don't win, or your team don't win, and you just take it badly like that, and you go online and you diss them, and you're talking rubbish about them, and you're booing them when you're there watching the race, you're giving the sport a bad name.
Exactly right. I mean, leave that shit at football, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Yeah,
Not trying to give football a bad name,
No.
but that is essentially sort of it. You know, football, you support a team, die hard, die hard, die hard. That's it. You do. Doesn't matter if you know, like for example, if you're Arsenal and all that. Now, if you lose against Man United and Ronaldo is the greatest player of all time, and then you're just booing Ronaldo because it's not in your team's colours.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about Formula One, because you can have your favourite teams, you can have your favourite drivers, but this is sort of it.
Well, take me. I support Red Bull.
Yeah.
Who's my favourite driver? Sebastian Vettel. He drives for Aston Martin.
Exactly.
But it doesn't matter who is on. Like I said, I don't like Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if he's on the podium, I ain't going to boo him.
Yeah.
I ain't going to throw racial slurs at him.
No,
because he is a quality driver.
Yes.
One of the greatest of all times.
Yeah. Exactly right. That is correct. And I think true Formula One fans are very much on this same sort of mindset.
Yeah.
You've got the sort of, shall we say, the casual viewers who just sort of, they go, right, who's British and who's winning?
Yes.
And that's it, but they don't do any sort of research. It's not saying you need to know about the chassis number. And
Not
about the rear wing, you know, and like the downforce and the ground effect, which we'll be getting this year, and all of this. But
you don't need to know the team principal's name. You don't need to know this, but
you don't even need to know who the B driver is.
Yeah.
But, you know, people who just watch it and just sort of go like this. But that's actually quite interesting. That's interesting though. Like when I first really properly got to Formula One, 2007, Lewis Hamilton's first race, Australia.
Yeah.
And I was just go on, Lewis. Didn't know who he was.
Yeah, but
I don't know why. And so obviously it was even Raikkonen, Alonso, and Hamilton, and all that. Go on. I don't know why I was backing Lewis for many years. I just did because I felt like, well, he's British, he's young. That was sort of it. But yeah, we get a lot of sort of casual, and sometimes I do. You know, I maybe it's gotten less worse since you now have to pay to watch Formula One. So I feel as it may be like when it's gotten on the BBC, when it was on the BBC and
I disagree with that.
We are in the world now of social media.
Yeah, gonna say I disagree. Now we're in the world of you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
I think people are more angry when their favourite driver don't win.
Yeah.
Because they've paid for it, they've not witnessed their driver win, and they're angry. But yeah, I mean
we've both
that's
had moments like that, especially in the last year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know how like you were when Sebastian Vettel lost his podium place.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, and then I kind of sulked after Sochi.
Yeah.
Personally, but you know.
But we didn't go on social media and.
No.
Yeah.
I've seen your when you were on Facebook, your sort of social media sort of post-race analysis, or sort of like like that. But it was always very fair and very sort of equal and all of that. Like in the heat of the moment, I will be shouting at the moment, going, "You fuck up."
Yeah.
That's fine. Just don't take it on social media. But that's the thing that's really let the sports down, particularly with Lewis Hamilton this year, was the amount of racist abuse that he sort of got.
Yeah.
Because, okay, granted, when especially with the British press, Max was getting a lot of
oh yeah,
a lot of it,
definitely.
But then you sort of almost got people who maybe aren't even Formula One fans, but they're just sort of anti-Lewis for various different reasons. Obviously, I'm not going to say certain words because but you sort of you got people who think just Lewis is this or Lewis is sort of that, sort of joining in. It's just sort of thinking, well, hang on a minute. You know, it's like after Silverstone, for example, right? Racing incident, but you would have expected better from Hamilton, in my view. If it was Ocon and Gasly, you're going to raise a few eyebrows. You'd be like, okay, it's racing incident. But for that, it was racing incident, move on. Yeah. Essentially. And both sides of the social media, Max didn't certainly help himself, sort of saying...
Yeah.
He didn't because, again, going back to the Grosjean sort of thing, that was Albon's second podium. And Lewis, they were all spraying the
champagne, and Grosjean's in hospital getting,
But you get his sort of skin sort of
skin grafts and stuff like that.
So you sort of go, right, hang on a minute here, and then it didn't help. Then Christian Horner sharing it, and then Max's girlfriend Kelly Piquet sharing it,
Piquet.
And then you have Alex Albon sharing it, and you got Jerry Halliwell sharing.
Yeah.
That did not help matters, but then the thing that Lewis did not deserve, and same with Monza as well, was sort of just the amount of racist abuse.
Yeah.
Is that if you don't like a driver for, if he's not the driver you support, or if you just don't like him, there's no need to get completely and utterly racist.
But I think every driver on the grid has experienced it. Obviously.
Oh yeah.
Lewis Hamilton's experienced it. I think. Probably all through his career.
Yeah.
He's experienced it. Obviously, this year Max has experienced it with like the British side and everything. Yeah, I think every driver, probably apart from Kimi, because who does not like Kimi?
No, well, I mean, some people say it's boring, but no one just sort of goes, "Oh, it's Kimi Räikkönen on there," you know.
Yeah.
I mean, probably Alonso. I remember him in 2007 getting quite a lot of stick, and I still feel as if he was shafted massively by McLaren in 2007.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I remember sort of going, "Oh, you know, you Spanish this or you Spanish that." Do you remember that? And then probably Gasly and Ocon, you know, people, the British guy, they're going, the French and all that.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned in the last podcast, we need an outrageously French driver.
Yeah.
Even Max got told off last year for calling Lance Stroll a Mongol or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
The Mongolian embassy kicked off the butt. So it's all just, I think that's sort of it. I mean, I would probably argue Lewis has probably had it a lot worse.
No need to argue. I think that is definitely the case.
Yeah, exactly. And I just sort of go, right, we know what. Like, I've had a few choice words to say about Hamilton and sort of certain things, you know, but it doesn't go on social media, and it's nothing particularly racist. I'm only judging him in the car at that point.
At the point in time, yeah, exactly.
There's certain things he might do outside of racing that I might sort of, if I actually feel that bothered to actually have an opinion on.
Yeah.
For example, Monza, sort of going, well, hang on a minute, if he's got such a dodgy neck, what's he doing in America? Why did he fly, you know? Surely you got some insurance going, like, hang on a minute.
But then the thing with that Monza crash, everyone was having to go at Max because as they went off, his rear wheels were spinning as it went over the halo and on Lewis's Hamilton on his helmet. Yeah, but then no one questions the fact of when Max was getting out the car. Obviously, the car was on top of the Mercedes. Lewis was reversing the car.
Yeah,
it's checks and balances. It's like you can't have one without the other.
They were never going to go out and sort of help each other out, going, "Oh shit, you okay?"
Yeah.
Right. Main thing is we're both here, right? And then you know, we were never going to get that. But no, again, it's completely 50-50 sort of go. But I completely agree on that.
Yeah.
But toxic
behaviour.
So toxic behaviour on that. That's what needs eradicating. I wish I came up with something like that. Now mine's really truly compared to this.
So, what is your third and final least favourite moment of Formula One?
Indianapolis 2005.
Okay.
6 cars on the grid. I think you had Ferrari, you had the Jordans, and then was it the Toyotas? I can't remember.
Might have been.
Something like that. Just a complete and utter shit show.
Yeah.
And all of that, like, because you had 2 tyre fires at that point. You had Pirelli, and then you had Bridgestone. I think the Bridgestones were sort of fine.
Yeah.
On that, and then it was just piss poor planning, quite frankly. And then you got Martin Brundle doing the grid walk, trying to talk to Bernie Ecclestone, and he's also going, I don't know.
Yeah,
then you just sort of get, you get a 1 horse, like a 2 horse race and a 1 horse race and all that sort of stuff like that. Yeah. It was just, but the thing is, they made them line up in their grid positions as well. So you qualify 1, 2, 7, 11, 20.
Just pack it up.
That, I think, genuinely, that probably ruined Formula One's credibility in the States.
Yeah.
More, especially like the Indianapolis 500. That's like Americans' religion.
Yeah.
NASCAR, and that's it. And then and I think it took us a very long time to sort of get back.
I'm going to say it's only in recent years where we've had COTA come back. I mean, luckily this year we've got Miami as well. But I mean, F1 is growing back in the United States because I think they're on about having a
third
race in. People want it to be Las Vegas, which
as long as it's not in Caesar's Palace.
No, I'm going to say we've had a race in Las Vegas before, and it just we won't talk about that.
No. Yeah, I completely agree on that. So that's it for me completely. Just that. I mean, firstly, it's comical looking back on it. But that's it.
Yeah.
So those are our best
and least favourite moments. Feel free to comment your best and least favourite moments of F1. And thank you for watching.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.